Yo, people, welcome back to another stream of Two Up Front. I'm your host, Ace, and I'm with my brother Major, man. Hey, I am looking forward to this episode, bro, because there is so much football, so much has happened since we spoke last. But before we get into all of that, and hope you have a good stream, how you doing, my guy?
Yeah, no, I'm good, bro. You know how it goes, man. Blessed and highly favored every time, man. But yeah, man, a lot of football to talk about, so this should be a good stream.
Nah, it should be a good one, man. But before we get into all of that, if you are watching this live, if you're gonna watch this later, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and obviously just like join in the conversation if you're watching this as well. It always it gives us more to talk about. But man, I think today we have more than enough to talk about. But before we kind of bring it back home, bro, I was like, I think we have to first. I want to just like give up us say the fly through the European competitions and anything that comes to mind that you want to talk about, we just quickly discuss it and then we kind of go around that way and bring it back. But to start off with, obviously, in the Conference League semi-finals, we have Palace going through. They're going into the final of that competition after winning their home leg. And this was interesting to me because I thought about Strasbourg, who went out 1-0 to Rayo Vallecano, and I was like, that's where Mauritania should have been. But he got fast tracked, he got put to Chelsea, like whatever. We're now here now. But so that was an interesting one there. But obviously they're out now. Palace in the final. Any thoughts on that? On Palace going through in that game?
Yeah, I think it was expected, but it's like a
Mm.
massive achievement for Palace. Like obviously they won the FA Cup. So to get to another final, especially considering the fact that they should have been in the Europa League, they got kicked out. They're now in the Conference League. So yeah, I actively wanted them to win it. And I think they will win it. But yeah, like, I think it's a big achievement, and that's pretty much been what their season has been about, like winning the Conference League, and then that will mean that they qualify for the Europa League next year as well, and it'll be back-to-back trophies. So yeah, big achievement for Palace.
No, 100%, man. I'm happy for them. And we'll get to it later on. It's good news for Arsenal as well. Might mean that last Premier League game of the season, they might just tell everyone, hey, send the bench, man. Don't worry about this one. It's for the fans. Send out the under 21s. Let them have a day out in front of the fans. So yeah, but we'll get into all of that, man. So happy for them. And obviously, yeah, in the Europa League, we have Aston Villa smashing Forest 4-0 in the second leg, going through into the final there, and they're going to be playing Freiburg, which again, don't know much about them, but again, you'd have to just think that Villa have a very good chance now of picking up a European trophy with Emery, obviously the Europa League specialist. Like, so yeah, any thoughts on the Villa Forest game and them going through?
Yeah, I thought they'll beat Forest. I
Mm,
said it before, like even after the 1-0, I said Villa will go through. Yeah,
you
like
did say it.
I couldn't see Forest like doing what they need to do at Villa Park. I thought at Villa Park they'll be too strong. Obviously they had like a really poor performance against Spurs. We might touch on that a little bit later. In the league. And obviously there was a lot of rotations, but yeah, I just felt like they were going to be properly up for this game. Emery knows how to navigate this competition. I watched the match and Villa were brilliant. Yeah, man, like to a man, they were brilliant. Emery, he put Lindelof in midfield and it worked.
I was
He
swear,
done a really
I
good
didn't
job.
realize he did that.
Yeah, he done a really good job there. Konsa, Pau Torres, great. Watkins was great. Rogers was much better than he has been. And yeah, Buendia, absolutely brilliant what he did for the first goal to set up Watkins and slots away the penalty. But yeah, man, I think a proper spotlight needs to be put on McGinn, man, because I think he
Mm,
was brilliant. And I
yeah,
think
he killed the game.
he's the heart and soul of that football club. Like he was there with them in the championship, helped them to get promoted. Obviously, is now captain, has been captain for a few years. And yeah, man, like he's a good footballer, but also, yeah, like you can tell how much he's appreciated by like just the Villa fans, the Villa players. And there was two brilliant finishes. The first finish was brilliant, like just finesses it bottom corner. Second one, he goes the other way, another brilliant finish. And yeah, man, like I think it was really, really good for him. Yeah, like again, like I'm happy for Villa. Like, I feel like this Emery project, like this tenure, it deserves a trophy. I feel like he's done extremely well. He's got them competitive. Obviously, we know what happened with Gerrard. He took them over. I think it was 7th that he finished that season. Then the season after, he was able to get Champions League football, semi-finals of conference. Then, obviously, last season, got to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, beat PSG at home, but narrowly missed out to get into the semi-finals. Had some big wins along the way, beating Bayern. And yeah, they just missed out on Champions League football in the league. And then obviously this season, they've remained competitive as regards to the Premier League, and they look good to finish in the Champions League spaces, and then in the final of the Europa League. And I think that was a big thing that a lot of people were asking, will he be able to balance both? And he has, because Villa, if you said at the start of the season, at this stage of the season, they pretty much would have guaranteed Champions League football, or they look set for it, and they will be in the final of the Europa League. Villa fans will be delighted. So yeah, man, he's done a very, very, very good job at Villa. And I feel like, they just need to get the trophy now. Then I think that will kind of define the era. And I think they'll deserve it. And obviously living in Birmingham for a good few years, I know how passionate those fans are.
Bro, not remember, just man, fans, I used to call you undercover Villa fan. I didn't believe that you didn't start supporting them, man. That's how positive you were.
I know how passionate they are. Both the Villa fans and the Blues fans, both of them, they love their football in that city, man. So yeah, man, it's nice to see Villa in the final. Man, the whole thing about I saw a discussion regarding English clubs not wanting other English clubs to do well. Like that. And people were saying, they should be rooting on for other England. And I was like, bro, that doesn't apply to Villa and Palace. Do you get me? Bro, I want them to win, man. I don't have no beef with them. Honestly, do you get me?
Honestly, I think you summarized it perfectly, man. I feel like that's a fair analysis of his time at Villa so far. I feel like you have to give him a lot of credit for what he's been able to achieve and where he's got them to. And if they're able to get over the line, then that's been an amazing season. So yeah, no, man, definitely a lot of credit has to go to them. And we'll see what they deliver in the final. But yeah, man, a quick question on this one before we move on to obviously the Champions League and go through that. I saw some people discussing I guess the Europa League being devalued with what's it called, the Champions League teams not dropping down into it anymore. And I wanted to get your opinion in terms of how do you feel about it? Because I heard it, but then at the same time I also feel like there should be a competition for each chain of the football pyramid anyway. It's kind of how I see it. And yes, maybe the Champions League team drops down, maybe there's a higher quality, maybe a Europa League team doesn't go on to win it. But I also don't like the fact that you get rewarded as a Champions League team by dropping into another competition that you can then go win. So it's relative to Villa winning the Europa League. I think that's amazing. If you're good enough and you make the right decisions as a club, you spend money the right way and get to a point where you're now able to win that competition in terms of the tiers of club in Europe that you'd be going up against. I think that's a fair battle. No one thinks it's as good or as prestigious as the Champions League anyway. So it's that's kind of how I kind of saw it. But what's your opinion on that question in terms of the Europa League and its value, its heritage and value and stuff? What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like I understand what people are saying as regards to there maybe being a little less quality because the Champions League teams don't drop out. But at the same time, I think I also hear the side of, there shouldn't be a reward for failure, because that's essentially what it is. You weren't able to make it out of the group stage of the Champions League, so you drop into the Europa League. And I understand the viewpoint of, if you're not able to qualify, then that's it. You're done. You get me? You qualified for the Champions League and you got knocked out of the Champions League, and then that's where it stops. And those who qualified for the Europa League, they've got to try and get to the knockout stages. If they don't, then that's where it stops for them. So I hear that. And then as regards to even the quality of the team, obviously, I think there was a lot of discourse about it last season, because obviously you had Spurs who finished 17th and United who finished 15th, both in the final. And then Spurs went on to win it. So it was just what's the quality of this? But then if Villa go on to win it, for example, it's that's a team that's in the Champions League spaces. And last year we literally saw them almost knock out PSG. We did. Who won the Champions League or in the final again. Yeah. So it's that was last year, and they beat PSG. at Villa Park. So like we're clearly a very good team. So sometimes I think it also just depends on the year. Like, do you get it? It's like I remember when Fulham went on that brilliant run in 2010, and they got to the final, and that was like a great story. And yeah, like I remember them beating Juve along the way. And yeah, man, like so I feel like I hear the argument regarding quality, but at the same time, yeah, man, like I don't think there should necessarily be a reward for failure. So with me, it's just one of them ones where, yeah, like,
and I think to make matters worse as well, with the new Champions League format, which we can dive into now, is that like you also have more opportunities. Look at last year, PSG finishing at 22nd, catching Liverpool, knocking them out, and then going on to win it as well. Is that like I also feel like it also gives you more chances to also go through, even if you're not in the you can't make the top like 22 or 26, whatever number of teams it is, and then you're out of the competition. That's just rightfully so you're out of the competition. You go again next year, innit? So, but yeah, man. But I heard that conversation. I want to get your opinion, but I think we largely agree. But then the Champions League, which is obviously the holy grail, like the main competition, yeah, man, we have to talk about this a little bit, man, because last week we had what was probably one of the best matches we've seen in a very long time. That's like just end to end of football, goal after goal, bass boost. It was crazy. So obviously that game finishes 5-4 to PSG. We go into the second leg now, thinking, are we going to get the same? Is it going to be another bass boost? And then yeah, man, we get a 1-1 PSG. I think what I kind of liken it to PSG psyched. And they psyched. Well, if we're going to do that again, nah, bro. We can play it other ways. But I just wanted to get your opinion on obviously the big tie, PSG going through to the final in that match against Bayern. And yeah, just your thoughts over the two legs, and can talk about it briefly, and then we'll talk about that. So the one I want to talk about. You know what I want to talk about. But yeah, we'll get into that. What are you thinking, bro?
I think it was expected to be like a great tie over the two legs. And yeah, man, like you look at the quality of both teams, you look at the football that they've been playing. Obviously you've got Enrique, who's one of, if not the best manager in the world. And then you've got a Vincent Company who has, like, a lot of people raised eyebrows when he moved to Bayern, but like I think he's been proving his worth over there. And he's been doing really well, and they've been playing like good football. They've been like progressing very well. We've been seeing the performances of Elise, who's been brilliant. Obviously Kane's just been Harry Kane and putting up crazy numbers and performing brilliantly. Luis Diaz has gone from Liverpool, and he's really kicked on and he's been showing his quality. And then yeah, the PSG team, we know a lot about the PSG team, and I think they're brilliant. They're one of my favorite teams to watch. I find them so intriguing, not just from an entertainment value, but I think from a tactical value. I think their rotations, the way they approach football matches, I think they're pressing. And yeah, the first game was just like just get all the ballers and let's go toe to toe. And it was a brilliant display. And then PSG edged it. And then I think this game was definitely not, there wasn't as many chances. Of course, there's still quality. But I think from a PSG perspective, I think defensively, they were really strong. I think, obviously, you've got Marquinhos, who's been there for ages. I think Pacho was brilliant, and I think he's been brilliant.
Yeah.
I think he's been brilliant. I think he's a top defender. Like, he looks really, really good. And yeah, like I think he's been performing really, really well. And then Mendes, even obviously after he gets the yellow card, you're thinking, ooh, this could be a little bit tight.
What do you think about do you think he should have got a second yellow and been sent off?
Nah, not for me, man. Like, I know, because they saw there was debates as regards to whether there was the handball, whether it was a handball prior. From the Bayern player. I think that's what it was given. Like they said there was a handball prior. But I think even without that, I don't think, again, I may be wrong, but just me personally, I don't think that just because, even if there wasn't a handball prior, I don't think just because there was a handball is necessarily a yellow card. I think
it was a position. Like, was he blocking? Was he stopping it? Was it intentional? I think that's the question.
I think his hand was out, but I don't think I have to watch it again. But when I saw it, I didn't think that he, like, I think if you blatantly go out of your way to try to stop the ball, then yeah, of course that's a yellow card. I never thought that was the case. I just feel like he'd recently got a yellow, and obviously there's gonna be a huge outcry to try and get him sent off. So yeah, with me, I don't think that was that. And then
What about the
obviously
penalty one?
So from my understanding, it's not a penalty because from my understanding, if it is your teammate who's trying to kick the ball away and it hits your arm, it's not a penalty. That's the laws of the game. Yeah. So
you know what, this weekend we learned a lot of new laws to the game, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of laws that we didn't know. Oh, okay.
I think it's a rare thing that happens, but just from my understanding, like
I heard that too. I think it was just interesting to me when there's a question of like, why if your own player kicks it and hits your arm. But again,
I think it's probably from the viewpoint of if it's the opposition player, it's from the basic viewpoint that you're trying to stop some sort of advantage, whereas the other way around, you're not trying to stop an advantage.
It doesn't make sense.
Away.
It's so dumb now.
If he's kicking it away, you can't be trying to stop an advantage. Whereas if it's going towards goal, then you're trying to stop an advantage. So I think that's the viewpoint of it, the general viewpoint anyway.
But I also do want to say to you, just in general, I also the Champions League one in general, just like if it hits your arm, doesn't matter by the context how it hits your arm is a penalty. That rule doesn't make sense to me, but I actually prefer how to do it in a Prem where there's some common sense, where it's like if it hits a body part and hits your arm, we cannot say that that's now intentional. He was trying to block the ball, so you can't then punish and give a pen. But again, when the competition has its rules and you know how they implement it, as long as they're consistent. And that looked crazy at first because it looked like, oh, that's just not consistent. But then again, they had the like the flip of it was his own player that did it. So that was an interesting one. But I guess any other thoughts on the game?
I think obviously PSG they got 1-0 at aim and then booze, man. Like Dembele, I'm always happy just seeing this guy doing well, man, because like he was a star boy, he had so much potential. And then obviously it was from Rennes to Dortmund to Barca, and at Barca it just didn't work out, and he's gone to PSG, man. And Enrique, he's played him centrally as this kind of like false nine that just drifts everywhere, and he's just been brilliant, man. So like
you know what, we need to talk about, I think another big goal. I want to have a quick discussion on what's going on at Real Madrid, man. I think that, even that Dembele and Mbappe comparison is an interesting one too, just like you say, just how Dembele has embodied, I guess, what Enrique wants from him. But definitely a lot of credit. It was a big goal by him, for sure.
Big goal, but Kvaratskhelia, man, like he's just balling, man. Like he's such a good player, man.
Like, he's actually quality.
Man. He's just top, man. They've got man, they just got so much quality in that team. But obviously Bayern, I think it just didn't click for them, man. Like I think Kane, obviously he scored late on, but for the most part of that game, like he just weren't able to really have much of an effect on it. Elise, it weren't his day. Like I think he's brilliant, but it just weren't his day. Man, like I think PSG they edged it, man. Like I think they deserve to go through. Obviously they won it last year, man. They're not pretenders at all. So
they are the real though. That's why, man. I know everyone. I've seen the celebrations of like, if a team is to go through and make sure, and the highest chance of being Arsenal is PSG, and I 100% agree.
You know what it is? I think, and we'll speak about Arsenal obviously when we're going up. I think it's not even just. I think it's also stylistically is matchups. I think the Bayern matchup is better for Arsenal than the PSG matchup. And that's not to say, obviously, that you might not win regardless. But I just think the PSG matchup is harder for you than the Bayern one. But
100%. And I'm definitely more concerned by the PSG game, which we'll get into. But on this one, I feel like it didn't click for Bayern at all. And it's also just, again, like I feel like they just started the game just throwing everyone forward. I couldn't believe how quickly PSG caught them out for that first goal as well. I was like, I hear your philosophy on how you want to play football as well, but can you at least warm into the match a little bit and not just from minute one just be flying people forward? So I thought that was naive. And I think then PSG then just changed the game and just said, well, now we're just going to stifle you. and make it difficult and be a big enough threat going the other way. So when you do lose the ball in bad positions, that we can hurt you. So yeah, man, I think they played into PSG's hands. It kind of felt like those kind of games where even if they managed to get a goal earlier, then PSG would then just, okay, now we have to score again. But like as long as it was a 2-0 advantage to them, they're like, yeah, man, we don't need to make this a crazy end-to-end game. So I think you have to respect and give so much credit to Enrique, man. Like just the way they play, the quality in the midfield, they're attacking free. Due, Kvaratskhelia, I can never see his name, man, but yeah, you know who. Kvaratskhelia, yeah, Dembele, bro. I'm gonna say Kva. Like that name beats Mars every time, man. But like, yeah, the quality in their team is definitely very scary, man. Like, just like their decision making in the final third. The fact that if you leave them 1-on-1, like they're gonna more times get their shot off, or like they're so dangerous. Like it's like I'm looking at that game now. I'm just like they can hurt you from so many different positions. They have so much individual quality. Whereas at Bayern, maybe you might think that we can really stifle Elise. Then maybe, and I think that's what PSG also kind of showed in this game as well. Like I think they stifled him really well. I don't know if you saw the whole thing, like the keeper kicking the ball out on the right on like his side of the pitch. That, yeah. So they're already on that kind of side. Again, that you can kind of counteract about like recycling and going all the way back and going all the way around again. But Bayern were trying to like get things cracking. So it was just those little tactical decisions that I think made it harder for him. That there was a lot less space, and they just like made it their mission to shut him down. And then the rest of the Bayern team, I feel like Kane, yeah, it wasn't a great game by Kane. I feel like they didn't create enough for him until that final goal. I also feel like, but I think that the issue with his game also is when you also are a false nine dropping in type player. I think in these games when the strikers they're not getting good chances, you know, the end of stuff. It's just like I also feel like you should be there. Like as much as I appreciate all the dropping in and stuff, it's like you also should be getting chances off and like them blocking shots, and then we know that you were in the game, but you just didn't feel like he was really in the game. So that's my kind of thing on him. But overall, I think the better team won. And yeah, man, PSG are gonna be a very, very, very difficult game in that final, man. So, but definitely a great game overall with the two legs. So so that was one side of the. Obviously, that actually came after, but one side. I think they're apparently designated as a home team in this, so they get to decide which kits. Is what I read, I saw. But that being said, they're going to be a very tough game, and we can talk about that in a bit. But then, man, we go the day before, and this is where we get into the Arsenal section, man. Because I said, you know what, today there's not a lot of times in football where you can actually just like be in a moment and actually just enjoy the moment and just be like, this is a very good potential moment that we're in right now. Nothing has been won yet, but I feel like just going into this week, we kind of knew like this was going to be like a very pivotal week in Arsenal season. Like what we did in the Fulham game the weekend, what we were going to do against Atletico. We haven't spoken since post the Newcastle match, which was so interesting. I watched a bit of the episode, just like little bits from it, and it's so interesting how different a week can make. I was listening to myself talk here, and I was like, you know what, we won, but this is not great, man. This is not sustainable. And then we go a couple games later, and we'll get into it, I guess, the Fulham and Atletico Madrid, and just like how it changes how you feel in general as a fan as well, or what you're watching. Like, yeah, man. But so going into this one, I think we can kind of work backwards. We can go. So obviously, we had a job to do against Atletico Madrid. We were 1-1, or it was 1-1. The score was 1-1 after the first leg. We brought it back to the Emirates, and bro, before we get into the game, man, the atmosphere at the Emirates was crazy. Like, you know, you're even just like watching videos and you're seeing stuff, and I was at home, but I was watching it, and I said, you can tell like the fan and the audience, like everyone was bouncing, and I feel like as a team, that's actually all you could ask for. like, and it's so funny, like when I'd hear like managers or set in the past, like try to encourage the fans and say, yeah, you need to do this, like come ready to, and ultimately we're fans, man. Like if they like what they're seeing and they believe in it, then like they will also back it also. I feel like it's just harder when like you're just not enjoying what you're watching as well, and just the feeling going into the Atletico Madrid match, because of just how much more positive the performance against Fulham were, which we'll get into afterwards, made such a massive difference. I think like just like the general feel towards this match, maybe just like the general confidence that people felt going into it. Because I've been saying for a lot of this season where I say like there's so many of our players I think are definitely better than their performance, as much as like we're top of all of this and where we are in the season. But it just felt like we're still leaving so much on the table in terms of how we're playing. Like, and just in 2 games now, that feels so much more different. But again, it's still very early, but it's like you're seeing signs of like this is the kind of form you want them to be on when they're 4 games away from winning a Premier League and a Champions League. It's like just at this kind of position post Atletico Madrid is like this is a very, very key kind of a moment in Arsenal's kind of history right now that's going on. But before we get into that, man, the Atletico Madrid game, obviously, I think one of the key things that changed going into this match was definitely the bringing Luis Skelly into midfield and Calafiori left back. If we talk about the lineup going into this, I think that's made a massive difference to how we play, because just in terms of just like from the Fulham, we kind of understood that, okay, Fulham maybe weren't really in the match as much, and they probably didn't play the greatest on the day, but like teams have been able to come to Emirates and not be the greatest on the day and just sit back, and we move the ball so slowly, we don't create chances, and maybe we get a set piece and we win. But just the change of actually putting Luis Skelly into midfield, and Calafiori, which I think is really important at left back as well, like he's technical ability and ability to invert, and Luis Skelly's ability to kind of like beat a press or just punch the ball forward just that bit faster. Rice playing more as a 6 and less asking to box crash and just saying you kind of rotate into the center back position, you swing the ball left and right to who's open on the sides. Ben White being in much better form than he's been recently, and you're just like, wow, just that change now and just a bit of freshness, and these players actually looking like they're hungry and they're running and like they're chasing for things. It now looks completely different. Like, so that's been a massive, I think, factor in just like why it has been such a lot more positive in terms of like what we saw over just this week so far, which again, it's not over. This pivotal week is not done until, in my opinion, whatever happens against West Ham, which again, we'll talk about it, because yeah, that's going to be a massive game as well for what I think happens within the Premier League. But like, that's been factors. And then another factor, bro, you know how I've been so critical of him. You're correct, bro. This guy, I've been so critical. You know, again, as critical as I think I can be, while also still just for saying I support the player, I want him to do well, I want to get Gus big goals. I'm just like, the technical ability, man. It's like, I can't even trust you if you just punch the ball into your feet that you're gonna keep it. Like, it was just looking like you're just taking away from the team. But I don't know what's happened to him as well, man. The last couple games as well, he's just, in terms of what he is, he's just performed to the level that I kind of was expecting when we brought him in from Sporting. You know, it's like for all the limitations I thought he had as a footballer, I'm like, I also just didn't think that he would come from Sporting and just be this bad as well. Like, so it felt like there was like a massive underperformance, even in terms of like what he is at his best when he's doing what he did that made us buy him from Sporting. And I feel like we've seen a lot more of that in recent games, where he's just been a much better outlet. He's like gone to the end of things, had the kind of ability and composure to, in the Fulham game, find a pass and play through Saka to get his goal. Or in this game, like turn around, find the cross for Trossard, who then gets a shot off, and then Saka scores a goal. And it's like, just that was like a key element of the game. And I feel like even just like how he was battling as a striker and with the centre back, it looked less wrestly, and just like, it's like you're losing most of these. He was actually getting change out of them, and these guys actually look like they had a horrible time. And I was like, that's what I want you to do, bro. You might not be put it on the eye. I might not be able to pass it to you in between 4 players and you control it and you get yourself out of there. But at least, can you at least make this other centre backs like know that they're going against another like striker, like a man who's gonna like bump them over and make it hard for them to like understand what's going on here. So I think he's shown that much more in recent games, man. And then yeah, man, and obviously having Saka back again, just the difference in quality on that side. Also, I think Trossard has performed really well, and that means I think that kind of culminates in just a Arsenal v Atletico match where we just dominate most of the match. I think there was a bit of maybe a couple hairy moments where Saliba plays the header back, and then maybe the shot by Soloff. Like, there's some chance that they had, but in general, I think Atletico Madrid didn't have anything in the game. They also were like trying to, they were being hyper defensive. They didn't do much in the first half. I feel like, again, with that being said, I've also seen us still look terrible against that type of opposition. And I feel like, again, we could have created more maybe, but like it also still, I was okay with it, because it was like we also don't need to force it, and I kind of felt like we'd break them down eventually anyway. And when we need to go, we'll get it. I would have then maybe liked it when it was 1-0 for us, and then made it more comfortable and made it 2. But at the same time, I just didn't, especially when Atletico started taking off like Griezmann and Alvarez at 60th minute. I was like, yeah, man, we can't win this game from here. I expect Arsenal to shut these guys out at this point. So 1-0 to Arsenal is actually just what I expect from the 60th minute, and that's what happened, man. So again, in terms of who we had in front of us, I can't complain, man. Seeing like the fans and how everyone was feeding after the game, I was like, yeah, this is actually amazing time to be an Arsenal fan right now. But now we have to obviously get over the line, because it's still not done. And I think what has amplified this feeling was which we have to get into, man, is the Everton, what happened with City and Everton, which again, I feel like just changed the complexion of sort of what these final 4 games now are for us, in terms of just like if these guys are serious, and at least you win the next 3, then that's a Premier League in a bag. And then it's like, what can you do in a one-off game against what is an amazing PSG team? But do I think that Arsenal have no chance and there's no way that we can beat PSG? I don't think that, man. I think we have a good enough team as well, where like I think it will be tough, man. It will be hard to shut them out. But our defense, this is where our good defense will have to show something. And I don't think that we have enough going the other way as well, but they have to respect us. So in a one-off game, who knows what will happen? But they're definitely the favorites because they have an amazing team and an amazing manager. But that being said, being at that point in the season now, like following on from maybe like last week, Newcastle was like, it was back in City's hands. We had just lost to City, and now it's like City go win all their games, which they expect them to. They've won the league. There's nothing we can do. But the City they just gave us another opportunity, man. They said, hey, bro, we've done you dirty the 3 years. So, son, why don't you try to grab one too? And son, we'll talk about like what the drop points against Everton and what that kind of means in this kind of final part of the season. But yeah, man, I was like, yeah, this was a pivotal week for us. I feel like so far so good, but now I feel like we have to talk about what's going to happen in that West Ham game. That's where I feel like the next. Well, I think this is probably one of the most. This could be a very pivotal week in the season in terms of like the title race, what's happening with Arsenal, and what's happening with relegation as well. But before we get into that, bro, I want you to kind of get your thoughts on that Arsenal political match, and then I'll be great to kind of hear your thoughts about City as well. And we kind of go into the previews and just like kind of talk about how we kind of see, I guess, this week going and our kind of initial thoughts with what the running is looking like. So yeah, bro, what are you thinking?
Like I think I agree with you. I think from obviously just seeing it on TV and stuff, I think the atmosphere at the Emirates looked like electric. I think European nights, they're always brilliant, man. Like I love them. So yeah, I'm happy at least we'll get the Champions League ones back next year as regards to Manchester United. But yeah, even like Europa League nights, like I've been at some like brilliant atmosphere. So I think, of course, for a Champions League semi-final, like you would expect it to be bouncing than it was. So yeah, like fair play to Arsenal and the fans and the club for creating that sort of atmosphere. And yeah, like I think partially that I think regardless it would have been a big atmosphere, but I think there was definitely encouragement because of the Premier League performance against Fulham. Just to quickly touch on that, like I felt like Arsenal were really good. And obviously that's where we saw Lewis Skelly move into midfield. I feel like that was like, I think Arteta, people have said he should have done it earlier, which I think he probably should, but he's done it. And congrats to him for doing it because it's a big stage of the season and he had to try and switch something up and he did and it worked. And Miles Lewis Skelly, I've always liked him. I think he's a baller. And yeah, man, like I think obviously he came through as a midfielder. He's done a really good job at left back where he's been able to invert. We saw that last season. But yeah, I think it was a good move. And we've spoken about Zubimendi and how he's kind of tailed off and like how something needed to potentially be switched up. And I feel like that was a good move. I felt like Fulham, of course, people were laughing and joking, saying, all the Arsenal fans.
You thought these guys were going to turn up.
Yeah, you thought these guys, like they're showing the video of them on the bus celebrating Arsenal beating Spurs and that. You thought these, man. And obviously they had the food poisoning and stuff like that. But I put it in the same bracket as when people are talking about like the side of the draw Arsenal fell into as well. And I just think also like, it was the weaker side of the draw. Everyone can see that. But also, as it pertains to the Champions League, partially part of the reason why you got that, not the full reason, but part of the reason was because you finished top of the league phase.
Yeah.
And secondly,
we won every single game.
Yeah.
We win every game.
And secondly, I think you did. Yeah. And secondly, you've got to beat what's in front of you. And I think, the performance against Fulham was important. Gyökeres was really good. Like really, really good. Like, and for the first goal, I think Saka, Jimenez finds himself out wide defending Saka, and Saka just
that was a murder.
Cooked him. Yeah, he just cooked him. And then obviously Gyökeres, that's what you want from your striker, man. Just be in the right place, tap it in. Like, strikers, you love those, man. Those are the ones you want. Do you get it? And then the other one was a really good header.
I didn't think he had that in him, man. He's a flow stick.
That was a really good header. But yeah, like even overall, like I think he performed well. And I said it, man. I said it, like, even talking about, I remember the times when you were being like, you were venting about Gyökeres, and I remember I said, bro, you know what? Like, I fully hear you with all of it, but also, like, I just know how football works, is that regardless of what's happened up until this point, if in the running you can get key goals in key games, bro, history is going to be kind to you. That's just what it is.
It will, man.
Yeah,
it will,
history will be kind to
It
you,
will,
no
man.
matter what's gone on.
And fair play to him, man.
Whatever.
What, 21 goals so far this season, or 22 now? Yeah,
All
21
comps.
or 22
Yeah, I
goals.
think
Yeah,
21
all comps.
He's got 14
Like,
in
one
the
of
Prem.
he's now in the, I think, in terms of top 10 Arsenal players, in terms of the speed that he's done it as well. Like, so it's like you can't be mad at it again. It's like the important goals, and I just need to see some decent performances again. One of the performances, if they ever go stinky again like that, and he's produced, I told you about, I think it was the Chelsea game. I watched it in the stadium, and I was like, this is atrocious what I'm watching right now, bro. This guy could not control the ball whatsoever. So if he ever goes back to that, we'll be back. But right now, he's just playing with enough quality that I can't even complain, man. So now he's been really good the last couple of games, like running the channels well, had the quality, had the composure when he needed to. He's finding players again when people visit into him. He's like at least holding it, and then releasing it to the player who's running on. And again, those kind of actions sustains our attacks. So now I appreciate it. If the ball comes to you now, and every other time it might bounce off you, and we might lose the ball. We're not sustaining attacks, and we don't look as good. So yeah, and I think he's been a key factor also, I feel like, in like the upturn in our performance. But it'll be interesting to see what Arteta does this weekend, because now it's West Ham who are gonna park everyone behind that ball. Everyone behind that ball. So now, do you go for Havertz if he's a bit fit, or do you keep playing Gyökeres? I don't know if you have any quick thoughts on that. But yeah, man, but definitely interesting one.
West Ham
Gyökeres, yeah.
I think you roll with it, man.
You roll with it.
Like, I think you roll with it, man. Like, I think you roll with it. I think, like, if he's feeling it, he's feeling it. Like, I think in this position, for how sometimes like blunt the attack has been for Arsenal, I feel like if you're in a moment, man, like you just let the moment run, man.
I heard. Like, so you're saying, but you know what? We'll preview this one properly. But I'm guessing I will be interested to see whether you think same team, or do you? So Mendy,
same team. Same team. Let it run, man. Again, man, it's different if you've been having like, if the football's been fluid and this, and it's like you've been trying. But I feel like you've struck up on something which is working at the most crucial part of the season. Let it run. Do you get me?
Yeah.
If you see during the game is not working, make the subs. Like, do you get me? But
bro,
I would let it run.
You know what? And to go back to what you were saying earlier, I think this is where, to kind of pivot a little bit, is where I think Arteta and Pep have a similar issue that I think is a big negative as well. That I think I have to call out, because I agree. If we go on to win from now, everything is great. Yeah, man. I'm proud of you. You made the sub. You brought in Lewis Kelly. But at the same time, I think our Arteta Pep have a thing where when you're also not their option of first choice, it's like the way they ice you out as well. It's like, bro, like, this guy is here. Like, Zubimendi has been so poor for quite a while that I'm just like, why also do you just not give this guy opportunity? Again, we go through, we're happy. But if we don't, then we're gonna look back and say, you should have done this a while ago. And where I then go to Pep is I look at this, what happened with City, and I see Rodri's not playing, Nico G has to play now. Again, I think this guy, he's like first or second start this year in this game. And again, he's been there, he had injuries, but he was there. Pep just refused to put this guy on, refused to give him some minutes with Rodri instead of Bernardo. And again, now you need him and you just throw him cold. And I think we were fortunate where we threw Lewis Kelly cold. And thankfully for us, the odds were not in our favor that he was going to just come and just perform as well as he has as well. Clearly, the talent is clearly there and he was ready. But I would feel like if you also ice a player out to the level that these guys do sometimes, where like you're not the starting choice, which I hear is hard when you're a starting choice like a Rodri or something. But when you also have a backup player who you just don't give any minutes to, unless you absolutely have to, I also feel like you also have to balance that better. And I feel like where we were fortunate with Lewis Kelly, I feel like maybe City a little bit, or a bit, maybe if he was playing well, what happened with Everton might not happen anyways. I'm maybe trying to put this on him. I think I'm drawing like a parallel between how I see both managers in terms of like, if you're their guy, and if you're not their guy, the way they treat you is that like, yeah, unless I need you, you're sitting on the bench. But yeah, I don't know what you think about that. And again, we can talk about the City Everton game again a bit and everything.
I think for Pep is a little bit harsh this season. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like he has been quite flexible. Obviously, like previously, Rodri was injured, he's had these fitness issues, and Nico was playing. But then I also feel like when you look at, for example, like Shirky, there was the time when like Shirky wasn't playing, he was on the bench, he was playing Shirky wide, etc. But then I felt like he figured out a formula, like where it's like, oh, you know what, Shirky needs to be the creative force of this team. So you played him centrally, and then I think he stumbled to something with like his formation and like, oh, you know what, obviously they got Semenyo, Doku, he's back and fit and he's there, and then obviously the Haaland and the front four, and then he had Rodri and Bernardo sitting there as well, and obviously Rodri's really important. But yeah, like I feel like Pep is like Pep can definitely do that thing where he's sometimes you're thinking, what are you doing? And it's mad to think that because he's a genius. But I think he has been like, he has learned from things this season. I think as it pertains to Arteta, I think that was just more so a thing with him regarding like, he just didn't want to take the risk and relinquish control. I feel like that was his main thing. And yeah, like, I think he just realized that, oh, you know what, like, I've got to try to do something. This is the time to do it, and it's paid off. And again, fair play to it, because I think, you know what, if you don't win the league, then I think that's where all of those discussions happen. But right now, if you win the league, then honestly, if I was an Arsenal fan, I wouldn't really care right now. I would care if you don't. I
100%. It's definitely a results based. Whatever happens, then man. If a genius
you learn
time, or you're like, the disappointment would be like, oof. But nah, so I hear that, man.
Learn. So with the Atletico game, I think Arsenal deserve to win. I think Atletico I think Gyökeres had a really good game. With that, I think Gyökeres done well. Like, his hold up play, his overall game was good. I think it's really good for Arsenal to have Saka back. I think it was good that Arteta went with the same team. I felt like Atletico were poor, very poor, to be fair. I think Simeone, man, like, he's done a brilliant job at Atletico, but I think he's definitely on the decline. And yeah, like, even like Koke, who's been a brilliant player for them, and obviously he's been around for such a long time, but like, yeah, he's aging. Griezmann's leaving at the end of the season. He's going to America. So yeah, man, I just feel like, like Atletico, they were really disappointing, and I think, they're gonna have changes. But that isn't to take anything away from Arsenal, because man, I feel like you've done what you needed to do and you got to a Champions League final. And I think that's always like a massive achievement. I'm not here for the celebration police type of thing.
Oh yeah. You know what it is? I feel like that stuff now, I just see as just like such an obvious media play. I'm just like, we've had these conversations in the past. At first, I thought it was genuine. Now I'm just like, you're also just saying this to just like be triggering or like great debate. I'm like, we've had these discussions already, man. Like, telling the team like it's normal to reach a final in the Champions League. Like, oh yeah, we're just all meant to nonchalant gimmick our way through until we win, and then we can celebrate. Like, it just doesn't make any sense, man. Like,
it's a big achievement, man. So yeah, man. And I think that was just the thing as well. And I said it, I think Arteta, he's actually impressed me in terms of like how he manages Europe. Like, I think he manages European ties well. Like, bro, I think with the first season, it was Bayern you got in the quarterfinals. The first leg was 2-2, then Bayern beat you 1-0 in the second leg. But again, like, you stayed in the leg, you stayed in the tie rather. And like, you got knocked out. Then obviously last year beat Madrid, brilliant performances in both legs. And then PSG, obviously they beat you in both, but going into the second leg, you're still in the tie. And I think that's something that, like, especially with like the latter stages of Wenger, wasn't the case when you're seeing like the Bayern result, for example. And so it's like I think Arteta, he knows how to manage these European ties. So even going into this leg, the second leg, 1-1, or to play for, like, get the 1-0, get in, get out, job done. You're in the Champions League final. So fair play to Arsenal. Obviously, he's only the second one in your history, and obviously if he's able to get that over the line, PSG, I think they'll be favourites. But if he's able to get over the line, he's done something that no one's ever done. I think it's like, Yeah, it will be an unbelievable achievement, regardless of what side of the draw or whatever people say. And like, if you win the Champions League, you win the Champions League.
Also, so, too, those things actually just don't impact me at all. So if you're Arsenal fan and again, like, you allow people to trigger you with the side of the draw, don't allow them to trigger you with the side of the.
You know what it is? I think you know where it is sometimes with it. And again, we'll probably obviously. Bruno Fernandes just got announced as the FWA Player of the Year. So that's, for those who don't know, that's the Writers Award. So you've got like the Journalist Award, and then you've got the Players Award. So the FWA is voted for by the journalists, and the PFA is voted for by the players. So this is the first one with the journalists. Right, and then I think sometimes what happens is that I feel like sometimes with Arsenal fans, it's like you've been waiting for this moment for such a long time. And I feel like football fans often, like, we can romanticize things as regards to how you want it to look like and what you want to happen and how you want it to think. And I think earlier in the season, there was a bit of this regarding like the play style and the football and this. Yeah. And I feel like when this moment happens, what people want is like, you want everything. Like you want to win all the trophies, and you want everyone to know that these were the best
greatest team of all time.
Yeah, and you want to know that you want to be able to say that no one could take credit away from you doing this, and you knocked out this and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But really, and I think it's just one of them ones where it's just like, brother, again, you're in the Champions League final, you're about to win your first Premier League title potentially since 2004 in 22 years. Like, I don't know why you're allowing yourself to get rattled. Like, do you get me? Like, regardless of what anyone thinks, bro. If I was an Arsenal fan, I don't know why you care that much.
Bro,
like,
I don't get about that. I also feel like there's also just enough reasons also where you just be like, we won every game in the group stage, you finished top. And I think it could have gone to either us or Bayern. We got lucky, went to us. Then you have to beat the team in front of you. Then Barca knocked themselves out. We played Atletico Madrid. Yeah. And now it's PSG in the final. So, you know, if you beat PSG, no one can say anything at all. Like, so, and even if it was Bayern, and it doesn't matter regardless. But yeah, man. But that being said, man, that's going to be yeah, man, definitely going to be very, very nervous. But to find and finish what you're saying about Teta, we have to give him a lot of credit, man, because I think he's been in the Champions League 3 times. His first time gets knocked out in the quarterfinals. His second time gets knocked out in the semifinals. His first time now, in the finals. Like, I think that's an amazing achievement for a manager's first 3 times in Europe. As much as we can do the banter and Butlers, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, man, if he gets over the line, then yeah, man, a lot of credit is gonna have to be given. Clearly, he's doing what he needs to do in terms of these European ties. I agree that in general we've handled it very well. We always tend to like draw the away game or keep it tight and come back home and then narrowly win or something, and again you go through. Which again is like a good strategy. It makes sense. So yeah, man, definitely gonna be a big game. And like you said, stylistic as well. It's gonna be the stinky, smelly set piece FC football versus the best team in the world and their constant rotations. So we'll see who is, bro. I'll take a last minute header, Gabriel back post.
Don't care how it goes, man. If you can get the victory. But yeah, it should be intrigue. I think it's an interesting matchup. Like I said, I felt of course Arsenal have got a very good chance of winning. I felt like Bayern would have been a better matchup for you. I think PSG are a more difficult matchup. Like, obviously we know how small their midfield is and that, obviously with Neves and Vitinha and etc. But I just think again their rotations, like Gabriel and Saliba, they're not going to be able to. You think Dembele's not scrapping with them? Like, he's drifting left, he's drifting right.
You know what I'll do? I know Arteta would never do it in this game. You know what I'd actually do? I would actually put Eze on the left, and then I'd go Lewis Skelly, Zubamendi, and Rice. I'll say you three, just follow them 3 around and just keep it tight. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. As they come up the left, let's see what we can do, bro. And then you tell Gabriel Saliba, you have to fight for your lives. You guys are gonna have to go to a war.
Also, I'm not gonna lie as well.
Yeah, man.
I think you need Timber back. I don't know.
It's not sounding good though, man. I think we need him back.
I think that's what's worrying. Ben White versus Kvaratskhelia is worrying.
Scared,
that is concerning.
I'm scared, bro. You're gonna kick him first 5 minutes, get a yellow card.
that is concerning. But hey,
we'll be there, man.
You got a long way to go to that. Yeah, a lot of things would have happened to that.
We'll be there, man.
You could either go into that final knowing that regardless what happens, not to say if you lose it wouldn't, of course, be extremely painful, but you will know that you still done what you needed to do.
Yeah.
Or you can go into that final with that being everything. Like,
Yeah.
that's regards to your season being successful or not.
Yeah, I wouldn't back us
So,
to that point, man.
yeah.
I wouldn't back us to that point. And then
Yeah,
I see
so-
what's it called. As you know, an over exchange. If it's a smelly 1-0 game, I'm gonna be so sad. Hey,
it's so
man.
sad.
Listen, that's how we win it. I'll take it, man. I'll take it. It should be the smelliest. And then yeah, bro. Before we 'cause I think we do our preview obviously of this weekend. But I actually want to get your thought on the on over exchange says that Everton game, man.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts, man? Talk to me, because I think that preluded this whole week for me. Well, it was just shocking that damn City actually didn't take the points that you just expected them to take. But yeah, man, what were you thinking?
I think obviously with City's running, I think it was well documented that most people thought that Arsenal had the favourable running in comparison to City, and I think there was 2 fixtures in particular that a lot of people marked as potential fixtures where City would drop points, which was Everton away and Bournemouth away. And yeah, like I think first half, I think City were comfortable. Like there was a lot of possession, there was a lot of probing. Like Everton had numbers back, and I think City were just trying to break them down. And then they eventually due to like a brilliant strike from Doku on his left foot into the corner. And yeah, like you think from that point on, going into the second half, they'll be able to now kick on. But yeah, man, Everton stepped it up in the second half, and even before the game mistake, like Everton were causing City problems. Like City looked proper rattled. In Jai, he should have scored, should have done better. It's your chance. Yeah. And so it was like, it looked different. And then Gay has an absolute mare with that pass back.
Bro.
Like it's an absolute
again, that's what I was talking about earlier when I said we learned a lot of rules this weekend. What's it called? That if a player is offside, you pass to him. Yep, he's on, bro.
But when that happened, that's what. Yeah. But the funny thing is, though, is that when that happened, when Gay gave it away and they said offside, I said that's not offside.
Okay,
like, straight away, straight away. I said that's not offside. That's like what? Like it can't be offside. Like do you get me? He's not interfered. Like if Gay makes that pass due to the pressure of the striker, then it's offside. But there was not. He just passed it. It's not offside.
Bro, I said it last stream that as well as you have the players that have been there before, man. My only hope are the players that have not been there before, and maybe they can do something for me. And that was I haven't been here before. I didn't feel bad for him. I was very happy, but Gay seems like a cool guy. It's really unfortunate it had to be him. But it was a horrible mistake.
Because as soon as it left his foot, he was like, "Oh,
bro, you see his face, see the reaction. He said it all, man.
Made a mistake."
He knew.
And then man, obviously they go 2-1 up with the corner, and then they make it 3-1, and then like City are just all over the place, man.
Bro, they were like a box on the ropes, bro.
All over the place.
Groggy. Everton
all
were
over the
at will. They were cutting through them. Everton probably even fit away because they tried to win it. Like it's actually crazy how different that game could have been. Everton could have made it 4-1 or 4-2.
I think the key moment as regards to City even getting anything out of it was that Haaland goal. Like I think to get it straight after, obviously Kovacic, he plays like a really good ball just straight through. Haaland runs onto it, great finish, chips it, and then it's like, okay, City have got like a little bit of time to try and get something from it, and then obviously Doku scores another brilliant goal, like almost the last kick of the game essentially, to make it 3-3. And it's weird now, isn't it? Because now things are interesting. So again, we'll link it to the Arsenal West Ham game, but I feel like this is like the game of the title race. I think if Arsenal win, it's done. I think it's completely done. I think you've got Burnley, who are relegated at home after that. That's like, and then Palace, they've got a European final 3 days later.
Yeah, man, they're gonna be on the beach, man.
So it's like, just they're not gonna care about that game, and rightly so. I think West Ham, of course, they're fighting for their lives. For their absolute lives. I think even they actually need a win. Like, of course, they'll rather have a point than nothing, but they actually do need a win. Like, do you get me? I think if they get a win, then that puts pressure on Spurs, who are facing Leeds on the Monday. But yeah, like I think, yeah, again, a point's better than nothing, but they really do need a win. And Arsenal,
good. You know,
I
I'm
think
happy to hear that.
I'm not saying they're gonna come out and start playing fluid football.
Why not, bro? They need to win. What?
I mean,
you can't fuck away to a victory. What?
I mean, a young corner.
Hey, we have to get on the pitch first to get
a young corner.
I'm concerned about what
a
they're
young
gonna do,
counter.
man.
But yeah,
mate,
but I think where we're at with it is that I think obviously if Arsenal win, title's done. I think that's them winning. I think if they draw, then it's as you were. Obviously, this is providing that City beat Brentford, by the way, which is a guarantee. But yeah, if they draw, then I think it's as you were. But I still feel like with the fixtures, Arsenal probably it favors them. Yeah, like a bit, but it's still there. Now, this is the interesting thing with the Doku goal, because the Doku goal could mean nothing. Or it could mean something, because what it did mean is that before, even if you drew, if you won all your fixtures, regardless of goal difference, you're fine. With the goal, it means that if you draw, then it goes back to a goal difference thing, and it means if you lose, if City win all their fixtures, then they win. So I think if you win, it's done. If you draw, advantage is still with you, but it's neck and neck. If you lose, I feel like City have still got tough fixtures, but I just think there's only so many times you can.
You know what is major.
I think if you lose, they can major. So
you know what is before even this Brentford game, and now City also having another chance to even put things more in our hands, making it like if we win, we won the league already type situation. But that not being the case, and it just being what it is now, I'm also just like Arsenal. Like we just finished talking about how this is 4 games away from like potential Premier League and Champions League. If you guys can't, West Ham might be fine for their lives, but they're fighting relegation for a reason, bro. So if you go to West Ham and you let West Ham even beat you, you don't deserve it. You let them even draw, I'm gonna be very disappointed. I'm gonna say, like, if you're serious and you want to make sure that you put your stamp on it, that like we've learned from the last 4 years of failure and all like coming close and not getting over the line, if that's meant anything, then we have to be going into this game and just trying to win. And I feel like, and that's where it's like, if we go on and win, then it's over. Then we've actually won the league, because I can't still dropping points. As much as football, I can't still dropping points against Burnley, who are relegated at home, and then Crystal Palace, who are on the beach because they're going to Europe. Like, so that's why, and that's what was so shocking about the Everton game, that after City beating us, it definitely felt like, oh yeah, man, now we're in that stage now where City, they look good. They're going to go smash their team 3-0 on the first half. The game is over. There's no point even watching the rest of the match type situation is what I just expected them to go on to do after that. And an Everton match, man. The first half, I was concerned because it was looking like it could very easily be that, because they completely dominated, and just Everton also just didn't look like they looked like they were trying to just camp and pray that City just wouldn't get goals. It just looked like it was a matter of time before City just started scoring. So they get the Doku goal, and I'm concerned, but the longer it's going and City are not making it 2-0, and they're just kind of just keeping the ball and passing backwards and forward. That's okay. And second half, City, I haven't seen City like that. I mean, like, for me, it was even more encouraging, because it even makes me feel like if we drew with West Ham and City have to now go on and beat Brentford this weekend and beat Bournemouth next weekend, I'm like, this City team also, I'm not even sure they're even good enough to even do this assumption that they're also going to just win every game, because they just were their backs were against the ropes. Like, Everton looked like they were carving them open at will. City couldn't keep the ball anymore. Like, they were passing it left to right and then kicking it out of play, just showing that the nerves were against them. I was like, this is not the City that I know. Like, what's going on here? So that second half was so bad. I'm just like, even the City team, they also have to beat Brentford. They should at home, but the Bournemouth game is not a giving at all. It's not a giving at all. And even Palace right now, they're going to be on the beach last weekend. I'm now happy. Maybe they can take this boost and not also be a lame duck against them in their match also. City probably win. City will win it. I think that. No, it's already the beach.
Bro, the rest of the season don't matter. It's the Conference League final for them. Palace. Yeah, bro.
Fair enough. All I can do is just hope a little bit. My bigger point is being like, City just made me feel like, just reminded me that, yeah, man, they also are vulnerable as well aren't also just this team's gonna go and just win every game comfortably and it's over and there's no point. So that was, but again, that being said, they've opened the door for us. If they beat Brentford, the pressure's back on us as well. Where we now can't be going to West Ham to lose. But if going into this end of season and just like what Arteta stumbled upon and whatever, and the players have been able to be a bit fresher, even as Mendy has to come and eventually have it. So Odegaard, like it's like there should be enough players here now where regardless of the game still, what's going on, you guys make sure you just go and you win this match and you just have the remaining game just be a formality where you just then go and win and cool. But yeah, man. So I think for me, this West Ham game is massive. Like just for me to even just believe that these guys are actually serious and they actually just want this. They want to just make sure that they have this league and there's no more nonsense. But we got to drop points, and I'm going to say that we're here for the nonsense. So clearly, who knows what's going to happen from now on? Maybe Burnley now is a threat. So, but that being said, of how we're playing and it's just how this week has gone so far, you have to think that we'll just take this confidence into this game and should just be too much for West Ham, man. And again, if you guys are about to play PSG in a final in a few weeks, if you don't have any hope, want me to believe that we have any hope of winning that game, this should be a formality where you go relegate West Ham. I didn't have smoke for West Ham before, but I'm sorry, West Ham. You guys did it to yourselves. You were meant to send Spurs down. You left it to this point now. Now you have to understand. You have to accept the consequences to your actions. It's unfortunate. I was with them when it was like, it was them or Spurs. But unfortunately, it looks like Spurs are under ascendancy, which we'll talk about as well.
All I'm saying, if West Ham goes down, man, just need Fernandez to make his way.
Look at this guy. Look at this vulture, bro. It's not even down yet, man.
I needed to make his way to Old Trafford, man.
Nah, man.
We've got a good price for you. We've got a good price for you, man. But
Nah, you're a vulture, man. So but that being said, bro, I don't know if you wanna before we get into previews, I don't know, obviously we haven't also spoken since you guys dealt with Liverpool, and I want to apologize because you know what, I have to give you a credit, Major, man, because I remember when Amrin got sacked, I was like, you know what, a new manager carried. Or I do, even if we didn't know who he was at that point, I was like, you guys will get better. But I still expect Liverpool, Chelsea, they should just be good enough to just secure Champions League football. I still expect you guys to maybe get Europa. And then since then, I couldn't have been so. You said, nah, we can catch them. And I couldn't see it, bro. But I have to now come back and say, yeah, man, you said that was your exact word, bro.
I don't rate none of them.
You said that at the time. I remember. I was shocked. I was like, wow. Liverpool and Chelsea, you don't rate them? Surely they're gonna get Champions League over you guys. But yeah, man, fast forward to now, and obviously, home and away, you guys beating Liverpool first time since the 15-16 season. First of all, the last 10 years, you guys have dealt with them home and away. Double. So fair play, man. I don't know if you want to talk about I guess that game for you and just like end of the season from a United perspective.
Yeah, like obviously it's weird for us, isn't it? Because I've been saying for ages as well that like top four. I mean, top four is wrapped up, and Champions League top five, defo is like we've got that. So that's why even before, we were talking about Brentford, Thiago takes his chances of Brentford win, and then if Liverpool, I said, bro, stop trying to attach jeopardy to this race. there's no jeopardy, bro. This thing has been done for weeks.
Fair enough, man.
So so there's no jeopardy as regards to that. Like I think going into the match, we needed 1 point. To mathematically guarantee Champions League football, so it was always going to happen, and that's providing everyone else does what they need to do. So but obviously it was a big game, obviously as it pertains to Liverpool. Liverpool's always it was always a massive game. Obviously, like they're our biggest rivals. Man, like there's City there. Obviously, United and Arsenal have had their rivalry, but Liverpool are always the number one. Like, do you get it? And as you know, I was raised by a Manc. Do you get me? So this fixture is heavy in my household. It means a lot. So man, like first and foremost, I was happy to get the win. But it was weird because at the end of the match, I felt kind of like relief more so than the elation. And it was a weird one because it's like after that first few 15 minutes. After the first few 15 minutes, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I wanted blood. I wanted revenge. I was like, imagine. Bro, you man need to slap these man for 5, for 6, for 7, bro. I need you to kick them whilst they're down, bro. Like, I needed revenge. It was looking like that as well. I was confident from ages ago that we were gonna win this game. And I thought it would be like a calm. I was expecting more like get a goal in the first half, get a goal in the second half, then maybe like Liverpool late on, they get like a consolation which makes it a little bit nervy, but it's a comfortable win. I remember unorthodox change. He was saying, "Nah, bro, like we're gonna batter them." Like,
oh, really?
So, yeah, he was saying we're gonna batter them. So after the first 15 minutes, I was like, right, maybe he was right. Like, I was like, maybe he was right. I was like, maybe we are gonna batter them. Obviously, yeah, Cunha gets the goal. He's been like in really good form, and it feels like he's surfing all the time. So yeah, man, like good to get the goal. Obviously, there's a deflection there, and Šeško, obviously, he gets the second one. With the invisible hand.
Hey man, that hand was not invisible, bro. He snapped the ball in.
That received. So yeah,
volleyball.
I think when you look at the replay and it's slow, I think it does flick like his fingernails. Like, do you get me? Yeah, and like, of course, there's not like no big action with the hand, but yeah, he flicks it. So yeah, like I feel like we were lucky with that decision. Because
you were lucky. But sorry,
yeah, I felt like we were lucky with it. Like, I think obviously because when they're doing the replays and the slowing, they're saying that it's like, unless we can 100% say like it's conclusive, it touches it, that we can't thing it. That was their point of view. But yeah, I think it does flick his thing. It's going in anyway, but I think it flicks his fingernails. But yeah, but even before that, of course, it was a good move. Mbumo plays in Fernandez on the right. Then obviously Bruno plays the ball across. And then I'm actually expecting Šeško to score with the first one. It looks like he's getting tugged a little bit. So it would have been interesting to see would have happened penalty-wise, whatever. But then obviously the ball comes back again. And then obviously Bruno, man, plays it across the keeper.
That guy's a
keeper. I don't know why he's trying to. Why is the keeper getting involved? I don't know why the keeper's getting involved.
Make sure that
I don't know why the keeper's getting involved, bro.
I've never seen Bruno so much. Like, this guy could shoot. He could get on target.
Bro, he's playmaking.
I don't want to do that.
Playmaking.
I need to put this across the box.
He's playmaking, bro.
Nah,
he done what he should have done, bro. And then, yeah, man. And then obviously, yeah, man, it's 2-0. Then Bruno should actually, I thought he would have scored. He has an opportunity to score. He hits it just wide. And then, yeah. And then, yeah, 2-0. A little bit disappointed that it's not more. But I'm thinking, cool, second half, beat them up. Then yeah, man, we had a shocker of a start to the second half. Like, Ahmad, I don't even know who he was passing to. Like, because it weren't even like it's not even like you were switching it.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't know who he was passing to.
Was so
then
bad.
Obviously, like, so Boslide just runs, progresses the ball, and then finishes it bottom corner. And then, yeah, man, Lamens, who's been great for us. He's not had any blunders. And then, he says, man, I'm going to have my first one in against our biggest rivals, man. Just passes it to them. Like, yeah, just passes it straight to them. And I'm thinking, oh, my days. Like, yeah, how is this even 2-2? Like, how? Like, I don't even... How have we got to this point? And now it's a game.
Was actually hilarious, man.
Yeah, now it's a game, and I'm so annoyed because I'm just like, I don't even know how we've allowed this to happen. And then yeah, man, God bless Kobe Mainu, man. Like, that's my boy, man. Hey, man, I feel like that one was for all the people that stopped by him.
Man, I hear it, man.
All the hard times, man. I
told you, man.
Sides.
This is why you have to
prevail.
Bro, Major, you can be a fan of your club. Support your players, support your managers, but also you have to have your own opinions as well, man. If the manager is saying stuff that don't make sense to you, I have to say I'm not qualified. I don't have a degree in management, but I can tell you that this is a talented player that you should probably use a bit more. So yeah, I think he definitely did it for all of those, and then he's shushing the ones out. Just like, yeah, manager said get rid of him, so yeah, that's it. It's like we were like with Lewis Skelly, because Arteta's not playing him now. Yeah, I'm happy to sell him, bro. Like, relax.
Yeah.
Like,
he was getting linked with us, bro.
He was getting linked with us, bro. They're trying to get my boy out there. What's going on here, man? So you know what? It's good that he stumbled upon it, but yeah, man, you have to definitely have your own opinion. And yeah, that was just quality by me.
Man, it was brilliant finish.
Yeah,
and it's crazy as well because obviously, like, we know how influential he can be at that end of the pitch. Like, even the game before, we saw the brilliant dribble where Ahmad, like, he you weren't able to allow my boy to have a great assist, man. It was unfortunate. But yeah, like, but funny enough for us, obviously, Cass is on his farewell tour, so Cass is trying to box crash every opportunity he gets. So Cobby's the one that's sitting back, and Cobby's been playing as our six. Like, he's the one taking the balls off the centre backs. He's the one that's like keeping things ticking. Cass is going on an adventure. Like, do you get me? Like, trying to get the goals in it. So like, Cobby's not really had much of an opportunity to like be within the final third and like have opportunities to create goals and score goals like that. But yeah, man, like, it was just a brilliant finish. The ball falls to him, he just passes it into the bottom corner. And obviously he's just signed his new contract as well. So it's what we love to see, man. And then good to win double over Liverpool. We love to see it. Again, there is a little bit of a feeling that there was an opportunity missed there, man. Like, you gotta kick your ops when they're down.
No, 100%.
So yeah,
man.
I felt like after those few goals, we should have beat them bad. But yeah, as regards to the end of the season, man, I've been in this same state before. Now it's mathematically confirmed. We got 3 games left. I've said that it was gonna get confirmed before the season ended. I said whatever top 5 squabble that's going on, we're not involved in the last day. I was confident of that, and I was so confident that we would beat Liverpool as well. So yeah, but now it's weird, isn't it? Because I feel like we've got 3 games left. I think now the main thing, of course, you want to win every game. We want Bruno to get the assist record.
Man, everyone Premier League needs to come together. Stop that,
you want Bruno to get the assist record. Do you get me? And then go grab the other player of the year as well. So there's more tears. Like, do you get me?
And the players are going to make that mistake.
Go grab that one as well. I'm here for it, man. Bruno, go grab that. And then man, like, hopefully Mbeumo can score a goal. I think he's really low on confidence. He's not been playing well. You want just goals, like, whatever. But like, we're at where we're at with the season now, man. Like, I think it's just to see what happens with Carrick and then like all the Real Madrid stuff. United.
We'll circle back to that.
We're heavily linked with Tchouaméni. So there's all of that. Obviously, like I mentioned, Mateus Fernandes, we're linked with him as well. Especially if West Ham go down. Then obviously there's Belabor that we've been linked to with all of that. So we know there's going to be a midfield rebuild, all of that. So I think it's just like Carrick, signings, that's all of that stuff to end the season. But as regards to this season, the rest of it is Casemiro farewell tour. It's just all add-ons. It's like Casemiro farewell tour, Bruno break their assist record. Let's grab a player of the year. Like, let's win games, let's score goals. Mbeumo, get your tally up. Šeško, get your tally up. Cunha, get your tally up. It's just, that's where it is. Like, do you get me? I'm going to next week against Forest is our final home game, so I'll be there for that. Nice. So yeah, man, it'll just be it's just we're cold. There's no jeopardy for us. Like, do you get me? Like, I feel like you guys, it's opposite. You guys got everything on the line right now. Like, do you get me? There's even a lot of and I'm not gonna lie. Like, I do, like, even obviously Villa, they're going to Istanbul. They're looking forward to the Europa League final. Palace, they're looking forward to the Conference League final, of course. Even Chelsea, for as bad as they've been, and they've been bad, they've got an FA Cup final. Obviously, yourselves and City, the league, and then you got a Champions League final, whatever. And it's like, man, it's just always a reminder to me. And this is why I've never wavered from this thing. But even the small ones, the League Cup, the FA Cup, I'm always going to care about trophies, man. This top 4 thing, it just don't hit like winning a trophy. It don't, bro. It don't. You don't look. There's not the day to look forward to. There's not, for as bad as last season was. Do you know the buzz at Old Trafford after we beat Lyon in the Europa League quarterfinal, or the buzz after we beat Athletic Bilbao, like in the semi-finals? And for as bad as everything was, and don't get me wrong, it was bad, can never be repeated. This has been much better. Like, do you get me? But even for how bad everything was, it was great to look forward to a final. Like, so man, top 4 is like, is obviously that should be the standard, but trophies always need to be on top of that. So this season I was really disappointed with like those early cup exits at the earliest
No,
rounds. But yeah,
I
I'm
hear
never trying to see that repeated again, bro. Like
I
next
hear
season,
man.
whether it's FA Cup, League Cup,
Mm.
obviously Champions League, like give it your all. But yeah, man, I want to be competing for a trophy because yeah, this thing is not it, man. So yeah. But yeah, that's United, man. We're chilling.
No.
We're chilling for the rest of the season.
I hear it. And yeah, man, just quickly on the game as well. Like, yeah, I feel like you guys should have definitely battered that Liverpool team. Like, they were horrible. And it looked like, yeah, you guys were just creating chances at will at the start of the game. 2-0, you'd think that, yeah, it's comfortable, but then you just sloppiness. Just like allowing, what's his name? Brink to just run through the whole team.
Oh, it's a Muslim.
A Muslim, just run through the whole team. And like, it was just, you guys just lost concentration. Which is why ultimately we'll talk about it because I also feel like you guys also have a lot to do as well, especially if you're going to be playing in Europe and you're going to be playing more games. You want to go deeper in these competitions as well. I feel like it's like the midfield. There's certain positions I feel like you definitely have to strengthen, but we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it, man. But yeah, bro, I don't know if you actually last question on this. I was gonna ask. Obviously, it would be impossible to get him probably out of Villa anyway. But would you want Emery if you could as United manager? Like,
yeah, I like Emery. I wouldn't be mad at Emery at all. I think Emery is a very good manager. Yeah, I think Emery is a very good manager. Yeah, again, I know Arsenal. You guys have your thing within. Bro, like, do you get me? You guys
were hating, bro. They were watching that Villa match. I was like, bro, let it go, man. It's all right.
I was seeing that as well. I was just like, bro, I know it's so crazy because you would have think like Emery came out and spoke bad about the club or whatever. I was like, you man just need to let it go, bro. Like, I don't get it, man. Like,
I agree.
Do you get me? So it's like I know you had this experience, but yeah, like I feel like man, he's a really good manager. Of course, like when you're talking about like is he capable of winning leagues and stuff like that? Of course, he won the league at PSG, but yeah, like you're expected to win the league with PSG. But outside of that, I don't think he's really been at a team that in that moment they were in a position to win the league. Like, of course, Arsenal, this has been something that's built up over since Arteta came in the 2019-20 season, like partway through that. Like, do you get me? It's been building up for years. Like, we're in 2026 now. Like, and of course, Emery, obviously, we're not going to get into this again, but what it can't be denied is that he didn't have that time. Like, do you get me? Whatever you thought would have happened, blah, 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 what you were seeing, he didn't have that time. So it's like, he didn't have that time. So it's like, I feel like, and Arsenal were in a position to be doing that when he took over. Like, obviously, just finished with Wenger. Things were on the decline. Like, we already know where everything was at. So yeah, like Emery's done really well. But I don't think that's even a conversation though, because I don't think he's in the running for us. I think is me personally, if you ask me what I think is going to be happening, I think is Mikel Carrique, man. I think that's who we're gonna get. I feel like we'll stick Mikel Carrique. Like, I think that's where we'll be at, man. And I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I'm good with that. I'm good with it. Like, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. He's done a brilliant job. 10 wins out of 14 games. Like, yeah, he's done very well. Of course, are there things that need to improve? Of course, there's things that need to improve. But again, we see what happens with recruitment. We see what happens with signings, etc. Then it's a different pressure now when he's if he's permanent manager and you've got all of these competitions. But at the same way, again, I just think manager-wise, I don't feel strongly about, like, if it was Iriola, I'm like, cool, let's go. Like, do you get me? If it's Carrick, I'm like, cool, let's go. Like, because I just feel like we've tried loads of different options. There's people that I thought was going to do well. It didn't work out. So with me, I'm just like, hey, man, I just want the United to do well. I want to see us be successful. So yeah, man, like, if Carrick gets him, I'll back him and I wish him the best. And whoever got the job, I'll back them and I wish them the best. That's just where we're at with it.
No, I hear that. We'll definitely be there to see. But bro, should we get into? I think what would be good, we should get into predictions and then we can just touch on like the last week's fixture if it's important or that team. So yeah, do you want to get into predictions and then we'll talk about? I think we definitely have to speak. I guess some credit to Spurs, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Cool. Where we at? Nope, that's wrong. That's last week's.
Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared. I remember how close it was now. Damn.
That's last week's. Bear with me 1 second.
No worries.
Let me try and get this up.
Get it started.
All right, cool. There we go. All right, this is where we're at now.
Oof.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
Yeah, man. So to recap the fixtures, we had obviously Arsenal versus Fulham. We both went for 2-1 wins for Arsenal. We had United versus Liverpool. You went for a United-Liverpool draw. I don't know why. I tried to tell you. I tried to help you out. You didn't.
I could have been right though, man. If Manu didn't, I would have got away if it wasn't for Manu, bro. If Manu that traffic guy,
bro. It wouldn't have been close. It wouldn't have been close if it wasn't for Ahmad and Lament doing whatever it is they did.
Hey, I knew they had something for me, bro. I factored that into my prediction.
Everything balanced out. Everything balanced out. But yeah, we both got the Villa Spurs result wrong. I went 2-1 Villa, you went 1-1 Spurs Villa, and then obviously Spurs won 2-0, which was a massive result. Quickly on that game, I thought like it's weird, isn't it? Because I think we spoke about it briefly. I think Spurs were really good. I think their press was great. I think they looked organized. They looked energized. I think De Zerbi tactically set them up brilliantly, and I think they deserved the win. I thought Villa were awful. Like even with like the rotations, you can even hear the crowd and stuff. They were awful. But then again, it's funny because you now see them slap Forest 4-0. And I think Villa fans, they're just like, bruv, we had our priorities, man. Like, it's what it is.
West Ham fans asking for the family to investigate. I hear it, bro.
It is what
all the energy that they had to play football, they saved it, bro.
Yeah, man.
They have no sporting integrity. I hear it, bro.
Man. They said it is what it is. And you know what it is? It's just one of them ones where it's like, it just is what it is, man. Clubs have their priorities.
Yeah, man. Bro,
they have their priorities,
when you play a team in the season can change how important that team, bro. We're talking about Palace being on the beach last game of the week.
Yeah, bro. And I said I'm not mad at it.
I don't, bro.
I'm not mad at it, bro. Villa are gonna be probably they're probably gonna be on the beach again against City because they played the Europa League. They're the final match. And they played the Europa League final a few days before, bro. So it's like,
oh no, bro. They're gonna be on the beach. You're right.
So, you get me? They might be popping champs and all of that, bro. Like, do you get me? It just is what it is. Like, do you get me? The same way Palace, they're gonna be getting ready for the Conference League. So I think both last games, I think both City and Arsenal will have the advantage going into both fixtures.
We're gonna see
because of those finals,
bro.
Yeah, man. So
nah.
It just is what it is, man. So I think, when I see people like say, oh, this is a disgrace or whatever, blah, 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 I feel like the Villa performance was very bad. And I think for their own fans, just from the fact that people have paid money to watch it, of course you want to put in a better performance than that.
Yeah.
But I think people were going way over the top with like, this. It's like, bro, Villa, they know that they're probably going to get Champions League football and they've got their biggest game of the season. Like, do you get me? Against an East Midlands team, like in the semi-finals of the Europa League, then they're trying to win their first trophy in like 30 years, bro. Of course they're gonna prioritize that, man. It is what it is, man.
And also too, like, and there's some personal consequence too, because I feel like you can put yourself in the shoes of those players where a lot of them will rotate players anyway that probably weren't gonna really play in this Europa League game. So I also feel like them players probably should have wanted to play more. It's not like they should have tried to play in the Europa League game coming up. So that's where they didn't do what they needed to do. Spurs wanted it more. Sometimes you see like how badly you want it will show in your performance.
Exactly that, bro. And I think even like just off the back of that might also be partially why it's like, again, players, they get opportunities. Emery might have looked at that game and said, yeah, man, Lindelof, we're gonna need you in midfield in the next match.
Yeah.
That's right. He said,
Yeah.
this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, it just is where it is. But from a Spurs perspective, I would be very, very encouraged by that performance. I think that was a massive swing. I think winning at Villa Park, and then obviously with the West Ham Brentford result, which again, going back to the predictions, we both predicted 1-1. It was 3-0. It weren't necessarily a 3-0 game. West Ham did have their chances, but yeah, ultimately Brentford were able to get the job done, and I think that was a massive swing. And yeah, like now I feel like West Ham are probably favourites to go down.
And West Ham had the opportunity when they played Palace, and we know how Palace are after European
days.
And when they do the opportunity, they drew 1-1.
And that's why people were saying, and that's the funny thing, because people are saying, is it a good point? Is it a bad point? And you only kind of figure that out at the end of the season. Like, do you get me? So yeah, man. It's just one of them ones. Right now, it's looking like a bad point, but we'll see what happens. Then we had Leeds, Burnley. We both went for wins. I went for 2-0. You went for 2-1. And obviously Leeds, man. We watched that game actually, and Leeds,
we did.
Leeds
it was
just
nasty.
Leeds just man. They're safe, man. They're
good, man.
Yeah,
they're good. And hey, man, they still have a say in the mat as well. They're gonna play Spurs too. Well, they're playing Spurs this weekend, so it's gonna be
Spurs on Monday.
Monday.
Spurs on Monday. And then they face West Ham on that's West Ham's last game.
Oh, swear.
Yeah. So they have a big
at
stay.
Leeds, or is it?
No, it's at West Ham at the Olympic Stadium.
Okay.
Yeah. So they have a big say. And then we both went for Chelsea wins against Forest 2-1. Obviously,
what were we thinking, man? You know what is next season? I'm gonna stop predicting with big team or ego. I should just look at what's in front of me. How did I predict Chelsea to win that game?
You know what it is? I think probably a big factor in was the European tie. And Forest did rotate a lot as well, but their rotations just showed up.
You're right, bro. That's what threw us off. Yeah, that's what threw us off, bro. Maybe Forest should have played the same team in Europe. That's what they should have done. With what we know now. So
they just showed up. At its peak, it's really unfortunate for Forest as well.
I feel for Morgan White, man.
Yeah, because he didn't start. He came on, and then obviously just had that. And it's one of them horrible injuries where it's like physically he's fine, like running, playing ball, but with facial injuries, it's just one of them ones.
Man.
Yeah, so like you get me, you saw, so it was just really
nasty,
unfortunate.
Man. I was looking at it like a zombie. What's going on?
I think it's really unfortunate. I hope everything goes well with him and it heals well and goes back to fitness. I think he's been absolutely brilliant, man.
Yeah, he's been great. Man. He could have made a massive. I think even at 1-0, like if he was just okay to come off the bench, there was a certain point in that game where he could have made a big difference, man. So definitely
really unfortunate
for him. Very, very.
And then I had 2-0 City Everton. You had 2-1, and we know how that went.
Damn, man.
3-3, which again I'm sure you'll be happy with, bro.
Oh yeah, I was even a bit. I was oh man, it could have been more, but you know what? I'll take it. I didn't expect it, bro. I didn't expect it. No.
So yeah, man. Do you get me? All of that leaves us here. We're drawing.
That's crazy. Wow.
And
we're neck and neck, bro.
Hold on. Sorry. What's going on?
I don't know. I saw that and I'm confused.
Wendy,
I'm confused. I know.
I'm confused. What's that angle? Champions 2010. Is this from the standpoint of you want Arsenal to beat West Ham so they can win the league? That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. Cool. I was thinking someone's had Wendy.
I was like, that's not Wendy. All right.
Someone's had Wendy.
I didn't want to give it attention just in case. I was like, no, we can't promote that. I don't think that's Wendy. Okay, West Ham.
But West Ham. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah. Okay, cool.
That makes sense.
We're good. Cool. So let's get on to predictions, man. First up, we've got Arsenal versus West Ham. Do you want to start with that one since it's your team? Man. But that's the big one.
This is the big one. And I'm going to go Arsenal, man. I'm going to go 2-0 Arsenal. I'm gonna go 2-0 Arsenal. Is what I'm going to do in this one.
I am gonna match that.
Yeah, match it.
Yeah, I'll match that.
Match. Yeah,
I see that, man. I think.
Yeah,
I think you'll get that done, and then I think you will be Premier League champions elect.
Damn, man. I don't even want to believe, man. I told you, I'm gonna start believing after the West Ham game. I know.
I hear you. I hear you. No, I hear you because it is a tough game.
Yeah.
It's a tough game. It is a tough game. So yeah.
They are fine for their lives, like we spoke about.
When he's saying Arsenal 3-0, you know what's so funny about just even talking about, because I was seeing some Spurs fans, they were saying that like some of them they're willing to gamble with their
Premier League.
They're saying, you know what? It's in our hands.
Down the road.
So if West Ham win and we win, we're fine.
I
have two bets, one stone.
You know what? They're like, let's put in our destiny.
Some are saying if it's a draw and then we win, then the advantage is still solid. Like we'll still have a good advantage, and it messes up Arsenal's thing. I was seeing a lot of takes. I was like, damn, man, this is crazy. But yeah.
Yeah, when he says, I'm not even gambling, a draw is ideal.
To me. Yeah, I've seen a lot of fans saying a draw would be ideal.
If I was a Tottenham fan, that's what I would be going for as well, man. And like I said, bro, West Ham, I hate it had to be you. And so I would be more than happy if we had both done what we needed to do, and we need to just slip up during the game. Give you guys, we would have been there for you guys, man. But unfortunately, you let yourselves down. So now we have to now come and do what we need to do. So Arsenal, man, so it's gonna be a big game, man. We're gonna see whether Arsenal wanting success can override West Ham's fear of failure. We're gonna see.
You know what's crazy as well is mad because
motivates more.
It's crazy because Rice can eventually beat West Ham to win the title, and then Eze obviously got Palace the last day of the season as well. So yeah, man, it's crazy. But
it is a silver lining, man. I've been hearing a lot about all these bonuses that we owe clubs if we win the league. Palace.
Oh yeah, I was hearing that.
I was saying, man, the silver lining for West Ham. They get a bit more money out of us.
Yeah, man. I hear it still.
You know what is it? The only time I've had smoke for West Ham was when we bought Rice, and I was seeing their fans online do Arsenal is not much of an upgrade. Why would you leave West Ham and go to Arsenal? And after that, I said, you know what? That's my motivation for relegating them. For that disrespect.
Have you seen that pinned tweet?
Which one?
With the last time that Rice is winning
I think I saw it at the time.
That thing, it basically goes viral every single time. Like Arsenal, look like they're bottling or they've bottled or this, that, or whatever. Yeah. So if you get finally you get over the line, then that thing, I know every Arsenal fan, they got that bookmark already. So it's the same with the City fan with the bottle. I know that. Yeah, I know Arsenal fans have got a lot of smoke for people.
Major, man. I told you already. You know what is it? I knew we were hated, but what the reaction I saw after that City game, bro. I said, if Arsenal fans go crazy, I don't want to hear no. This is why Arsenal fans are so annoying. Because the way everyone was celebrating in my face, I said, wow, we are truly hated. People truly do not want us to win. So if we now win, Arsenal fans, go crazy, man. I'm gonna support every action. I'm not gonna talk about it, man. So yeah, we'll be there. So it's gonna be interesting.
Let's quickly go through the rest of these. So we got City Brentford. I'm gonna go 2-1 City.
I'm gonna go 2-2. I'm gonna go 2-2, man. I think Brentford can do something for me, man.
I hear it.
They can do something for me, man.
I hear it. Again, if Villa finish 5th and they win the Europa League, which is a good possibility, then 6th will get champs, and Brentford, Brighton, and Bournemouth are all in position to potentially get that. So they're playing for. There's a lot on the line. So
man, it's not gonna be easy for City, man. So I'm gonna go 2-2.
Cool. Liverpool, Chelsea. Where are you at?
This is an absolute mid-off, man. Chelsea, we didn't talk about them losing 3-1 to Forest B. Like Forest B.
I
Forest
think they
B, bro.
scored their first goal, and it was a fair play to João Pedro, because I feel like whilst all of this has been happening, you know when it's like the team fails, but you make sure you get your marks.
Bro, I can't lie, bro. If I'm Barcelona, I'm gonna look at João Pedro and say, you know, in a failing class, if they're looking for a striker, they might need to look over there, bro.
Bro, even if I'm thinking Arsenal, you love your Chelsea,
I'll take him.
Your annual Chelsea, man.
Hey, man, this is the one time I'll support it, bro. This is the one time I will support it. I'll say, go get me João Pedro, bro. Listen, Chelsea don't get you up and they need the money. Oh, Arsenal, please. This is when
I know you guys love their business.
That would be beautiful.
So yeah, and Chelsea fans would hate that as well.
Oh, that would be delicious. Yeah. It would be delicious. No, it would be delicious.
Yeah, what's your prediction?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 2-1 Liverpool.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm gonna match it. Liverpool 2-1. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who slot plays. I think Rio should get minutes. I remember when he came on against us, I was terrified.
Yeah, I think I saw some highlights. He was cooking that, but you know what?
I was terrified.
I hear him. That's crazy. 17-year-old
I said, bro. Before that, I was chilling. And when he came on, I said, "Oh my gosh!" Like, yeah. But United versus Sunderland. Oh, bro, it's a weird one for me, man.
I'm going.
No, it's just because again, there's no jeopardy with our results.
Fair enough. I hear it. You guys actually are risk, you know. You might go beat. What happened to Sunderland over there? They just lost 5-0 randomly. What you guys sleeping? You need to be careful. Oh God.
I'm gonna go 2-1 United. I'll go 2-1 United.
I hear it. Damn, they don't want to take a risk. I'm gonna go. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go 2-1 United. I'm gonna go 2-1 United. I feel like Sunday, when they were in really good form, could have been interesting, but yeah, man.
I still think it's a hard fixture.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is. Yeah. Well,
we have got Burnley Villa.
Burnley versus Villa. I think I'm going to go 2-1 Villa. 2-1 Villa. Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 Villa. Yeah.
2-1 Villa.
Yeah.
I am going to...
Sorry, who at home, sorry?
Burnley at home.
Burnley at home. Okay. Let me change that, actually. I'm going to go 1-0 Villa.
1-0 Villa.
Yeah.
Cool. I am going to go... I'm going to go... What was Burnley's last game?
I'm even seeing. I'll check in.
What was their last game?
I lied. Okay, I'm gonna change that. After seeing this, my opinion have changed. I'm back to 2-1 Villa. 2-1
Villa.
Yeah.
I am gonna go. I will go 2-0 Villa.
Cool.
Where are we at now? Fulham versus Bournemouth.
Fulham versus Bournemouth. That's quite.
Yeah, I think that's me first. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I don't know if these men have recovered from. I know they had some virus where they were hit up. Are they good now?
That's a good question.
I'm going to go. For Chase, I'm gonna go 2-1 Bournemouth.
I hear it. I think I'm gonna match. I'm gonna go 2-1 Bournemouth as well.
And then we have Forest versus Newcastle.
I'm gonna go Forest versus Newcastle. I'm gonna go 2-1 Newcastle.
Newcastle. I am gonna go. I'm gonna go 1-1.
1-1.
Yep. And finally, we got Spurs versus Leeds.
Oof.
I am gonna go 2-1 Spurs.
That's crazy. I think that's like the first time you predicted that Spurs win in probably this year.
Yeah. I don't think I predicted the Spurs, and it's been so quick as well. I've not even had to think about them. I know Spurs are losing. I just have to think about how much.
That's wild, man. How different a week can make, man. Damn, for this football sport,
bro. I think that last week was a momentum shifter.
Yeah,
I think it was a massive. I think that result at Villa Park was huge. So
yeah, like you say, man, it was those swing results that you're like, oh, okay, this now means that you guys are not as dead as we thought you were, and then now and they actually played well. And you think if they can turn that, I think the only question is their home form and whether they can turn that.
That's why it's big because they're at home.
Yeah,
that's what's big.
If it was away, then it'll be still a big threat. But I think the fact they're at home, you'd want to think that if you're ever going to turn around this home form thing, like surely, no loss in 4. I'm seeing when you say, surely this is when like you pick up a win in a must-win game. So man, it'll be interesting to see, man. But yeah, man, is that the end of the prediction? Did you give your prediction? Oh,
you haven't given yours.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go 1-0 Spurs.
1-0 Spurs.
Yeah.
I hear it. The Spurs 1-0. Leeds. Cool. That's all the predictions wrapped up. Yeah, man. We're drawing. So yeah, man. Title race is going down to the wire.
Yeah, man.
Title race is going down to the wire.
Fumbled my lead, man.
Hey, man.
We'll see if I can finish strong. I have to be like Arsenal. I hope you do a City. And you just give me a layup out of nowhere. An unexpected layup.
Bro,
that's what you do.
It's timing your moments, man. I said, even after this week, I said, I think we had quite similar predictions. All I needed, I said, as soon as he didn't predict United to win, I said, I got him.
Man. My United hate it always supposed to be black.
I said, I've got him.
Damn. Liverpool. Could you not have risen?
I said, I've got him.
Big rivals, man. Big rivals. Yeah, but man. So it's definitely going to be a very, very interesting end. We're going to see what this week has in store for us. But bro, before we wrap up the show, there's been a madness going on over there in Madrid, man. I said, and obviously you guys also have something to gain from the carnage, which is obviously you guys have been heavily linked to one of the main culprits, Tremaine, who's fighting people in the training, giving people serious brain issues. Hey, man, that's what I heard. I heard that it was crazy. But I don't know what your thoughts are. It's just so messy, man. I'm seeing all the Mbappe stuff. What your
crazy?
Thoughts?
It seems crazy. Obviously, because I think with the whole Tchouaméni Valverde thing, they had like a altercation the day before, apparently, and then the next day basically it continued, and then obviously the mass reports are saying that punch was thrown, and then Tchouaméni hurt himself, and then like he's fine. Thankfully, in all seriousness, like it's good that there's no actual injuries, but serious injuries rather, but then Valverde came out and said that he didn't punch me, no one punched anyone, but all the reports are saying that he did.
Yeah,
so
man. I believe the report.
Yeah, so you don't know what, and it's not like these aren't coming just from like just anyone. It's like literally all the major. They were all saying that there was a punch. So again, boy, I don't know what's going on. Then yeah, there's Mbappe stuff, and it's like, what's going on there?
Oh, what 30? The petition has hit 30 million. Was
Bro,
the last number.
people are saying, hey, bro. People, it's all crazy. Like people, yeah, man. So then Mourinho looks like he's going back.
Wait, what's your thoughts on that, by the way?
You know what? Yeah, I actually understand where they're coming from, because I feel like at this point, yeah, with Madrid, it's not about tactics, it's not about formations or whatever, blah blah blah. They currently just need someone that can manage their egos. They need someone who commands respect, that can manage their egos. I think ideally, if you're able to get Zidane again to come back, then you would get him to do the job. But then I feel like they're out of, because I'd shout out Arbeloa, but I just feel like he can't control this situation.
Nah, he
like,
can't,
you get me? I think Alonso, we saw what happened to him. Like, they can't get a new up-and-coming manager who's been doing well and wants to, we're going to face up like this and we need you to press here and whatever, blah, 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 because it looks like the players are just going to revolt. Like, do you get me? So it looks like they, like, lead. Like, can you imagine even, like, Arteta trying to go over to Madrid and tell players that they're not hearing it?
Yeah, man, it'll be like when Unai was at PSG. And then Mbappe was there.
Too much.
This is their own thing, man. You're a supply teacher. You're not the head. But now it sounds like they're bringing the strict teacher to try and
I feel like it's one of them ones where it's like, remember, I don't even know if you you were about these times in school, but it's like, when it's like you need to get head teachers for intervention. Like, do you get me? It's like, like you need to get. I feel like that's what Mourinho's like. It's like you need to get the teachers to intervene. Like, bruv, we need intervention. Like, do you get me? It's like I feel like that's what Mourinho's doing. No more. Like you need intervention. So yeah, man, I think that's currently where we're at with it. With that, we'll see what happens again. But yeah, it's just all crazy. Like, I think Mbappe, I'll seeing people talk about like him potentially moving on, but I just think it's so difficult because like I don't know who can afford him. Like,
that's the problem,
first and foremost.
You know, like, I wish I could dream, man. Just I sit here with everything being said about Arteta and how that would go down with Mbappe and Arteta and that. But I just think of the talent of player, and if he could just come and just humble himself, just a little bit, humble yourself a little bit. And I understand that you're not the only player in the team. You're not going to get it all the time. The team is going to play for you. You don't have to check back as much. Cool. We have the rest of the structure. Just make sure you get your goals. But that being said, man, the way it looks now from a just personality, ego, it just looks like he's probably not even ready for the move either. He probably even needs another year or two of maybe some different perspective to just say that I'm now 28, 29. I haven't won the Champions League. I might need to change something here because this is not working. Because right now, I think that's the problem. That's why I heard the Mourinho thing. But Mourinho is on the decline. He's not the guy anymore.
Without
He's not the guy anymore. Understand? It's still a difficult job for a manager to put them in a tactical way that would like mean that they're competing for serious honors again. So I'm just like, even just like with Mbappe, with Vinicius, with Jude, with the players they have, how you even make it work in the first place is already you need like a serious guy for that. And then you're bringing Mourinho to just make sure everyone just respects him and gets along. It just looks like an absolute mess.
But I think the problem is that they can't get any of these new tacticals as well, bro, because it's just not gonna run there, man.
Maybe that was. I think that's probably the mistake, man. I feel like with the Alonso thing, they should have given him more.
Alonso is a good manager. They should have. I don't think they should have got rid of him. I disagreed with that.
I'm sorry, man. You guys, if you guys are gonna do something, you need to.
Man. I don't get. I'm not saying I agree with it at all. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying I think that's just what their problem is. Is that these men just aren't listening to the young. This is how we want you to be, whatever. I think they actually need someone who like commands respect, who's got a big CV. Like, do you get me? It's like Ancelotti, he can handle that, bro. Like, do you get me? Like, Ancelotti, he's what, not even just Madrid, those Madrid teams that he managed, but even with AC Milan and your Kakas and your Seedorfs and your Inzaghi's, just all your Nestas, your Maldinis. Like he knows how to work with like big players. He knows how to work with all timers. Like I think you saw what he did at Chelsea as well. Like he's been around, so that's why it made so much sense with Ancelotti. Zidane again, he's just when people talk about aura, like he's got the aura. He's one of the best players ever, first and foremost. So it's like when it comes to ball, like no one can chat to him. Like, do you get me? Because he's just like, do you get me? It's like Mbappe can't chat to him. Like, bro, you scored in a World Cup final, so did I. How about that? You won a World Cup for France, so did I. Done it first. How about that? Do you get me? Like, Vinny, you scored a Champions League final for Real Madrid, so did I. Like, do you get me? How about that? Like, so from a player perspective, no one can chat to him. Then even just as a managerial thing, it's like, man managed Ronaldo. Like, do you get me? Like, Benzema, Bale, so he knows how to handle that. Like, so he's good there.
I hear him, man. But even this is the even tougher one than even what he had to manage. I feel like even then, there was still the hierarchy of Ronaldo's still the guy. So like now it feels like there's also a battle with everyone. Like, who's trying to be the guy between Vinny and Mbappe? How do you even sort that out? Of like, how do you so it's tough, man. It's tough. It's tough.
You got. I think you're. I think the ideal thing would actually be like a Zidane, because I feel like he's got the right blend. But again, I think he looks probably set to get the France national team after Deschamps. I think that's probably what's going to happen according to reports. So Mourinho again, like, he's definitely long past it. But I understand the thinking, because I think right now they're just like, bruv, we just need someone to come and try to stabilize this thing. Who would these men listen to? and they were scrolling through their phones. They're scrolling. Is it Iriola? Oh no.
No.
Is it Glasner?
No.
Nagelsmann?
Oh, no. Yeah.
They're scrolling. Yeah. They say, who can we get? They're like, oh, damn. They said, well, Fergie's not coming out of retirement.
Bro, you know what the name was even making me laugh was even Klopp. Klopp don't want none of this, bro. I can tell you Klopp doesn't want any of this. I can tell you that for free, bro. I can tell you that for free, bro.
So it's like, Klopp likes family clubs.
Yeah, man.
You get me?
He said, what do you mean? I told Mbappe to press anymore. He didn't press it. I have to convince him to press. What? What do you mean? He's not just gonna run through a brick wall for me,
bro. So I literally think they look at it and they're thinking, who can actually do this? And they said, Jose.
That's crazy. You know what?
Jose.
You know what? You convinced me, man. When I was seeing it, it didn't make any sense to me. But
bro, like that's why it's wild. Don't get me. It's really again. They shouldn't have fired Alonso. Like, do you get me? Like, Alonso should be there. And again, I think the player power over there is crazy. Like, do you get me? Like, people talk about. I remember people talk about it in England, and people have spoken about it with Arsenal, Aubameyang. They've spoken about it with United and other players. Bro, this is
a different beast, man.
Separate, man. Yeah, like, do you get me? And it's crazy as well, because the standards for winning over there is just on another scale. Yeah. So every year they don't win is madness.
and I feel like. Because you know what, Izzy, I don't know, maybe you're right. I guess Zidane probably will get the France job. I think even if he wasn't going to get the France job, I still would just be like, you know what, Mourinho, go another year, maybe another year later too. That also changes, because I think Vinny's in our last year or in his final year of his contract or something right now. They need to decide what they're doing there. Mbappe, like, if the fans and everything, if it goes another season, it's just not working, and there's going to be a lot of pressure also for him to, like, what's going to happen here. So I feel like they're probably using Mourinho as like a placeholder, just like to try to stabilize it to the best of his ability. But yeah, man, if I'm the Dan too, I'm also looking at it at this stage and saying this is too much of a risk as well, man. I'm coming off what I did when I was here last time, man. This just looks like there's too many variables that can go wrong if I take this job at this stage. It was Mourinho, clearly, you'll take this job right now. Mourinho couldn't believe they called him. He said, what? I didn't think I was touching Europe again.
apparently, it's because he's even crazy over because I think currently, obviously, he's undefeated with Benfica, obviously.
Oh,
and
swear.
Yeah, but they're not winning the league, which is mad.
Oh.
Okay. So it's like an invincible,
Invincible That's
which
crazy.
is crazy. Yeah.
How do people do that? They must have drawn hella games.
Yeah, draws, bro. That's how they draw. So yeah, they're currently second.
Bro. What is Mourinho gonna go
They've-
and do with this team football?
They've
man?
won. So they've won Benfica. They've won 22. They've drawn 10.
10. You have
They're on
seen it.
76 points. Porto on 85 points. They won 27, drew 4, lost 1. So it's like So yeah,
those
they're
draws
undefeated. And
I'm seeing it, man.
not
Bro.
winning.
Sporting have 123, drawn 7, lost 2, and then you level on points.
Level on points, man.
That win to draw conversion. It's not a good conversion rate. so man.
Yeah, it looks mad. I was seeing reports saying that like apparently like he's demanding like he wants the assurances as regards to like the control he'll have and etc. and whatever. But yeah, man, it's crazy over there. Like, yeah, it's mad over there. Yeah.
Boy, but that being said, man, Mbappe, if you can change your life around, if you can come and say, "Yep, I'm ready to change my ways," and you know what I'm saying, play in the team structure, I am, man. We got something for you, man. I know Thierry can put in the call.
I actually think he would be perfect for Arsenal. Funnily enough,
yeah, he would, man.
But yeah, man, I think one, the wages, and 2, him and Mikel.
Oh, bro, man, the bus stop of all bus stops, bro. Bus stop of all bus stops, bro. You know what?
When Mbappe sees Trossard starting ahead of him,
hey, you think we're gonna sit next to him?
Martinelli,
bro. You know, go into the changing room, change these personal clothes. I'm gonna go to the VIP box in the Emirates. You're gonna pan to him. You're gonna say Mbappe. Yeah, man, that's what's gonna happen, bro.
You know what's crazy when you have to, because obviously I've had this way out there. Ten Hag. I remember Ten Hag got Ronaldo from the bench. Ronaldo said, "You got mad."
I'm with Ronaldo. He's taking the piss.
Ronaldo looked at him like, "Are you crazy?"
Nah, man. I hear you.
You know who I am.
You have to respect for us, man. Come on.
You know who I am. Ten Hag was out of his depth, bro. Ronaldo walked away. He said, "What? Do you know who I am? You've lost your mind."
Nah, it's a special skill, man. Like coaching these players, it's a
man management,
skill, man. Yeah, man. With these egos,
and you need to know. You need to know. You know, obviously, there's the treat everyone equally thing, but it don't work like that. When it feels, there's certain players, superstars, you give them privileges.
I think that's why we all love football, man. It's a real meritocracy, man. Where it's like ultimately the best players get the best wages, they win stuff, they're the best clubs. So yeah, if you're the best players in those clubs, there's definitely a different treatment where you can win me the game and where you're just we have 10 injuries and we just need you to do a job. Like there's a different way that, man. Bro, I've seen so many players talk about Arteta, this guy when you're in his good books, this guy will be there. When you're not in his books, bro, apparently he just won't talk to you. Walking around. Imagine going to work, bro, going to training, your manager just not talking to you whatsoever.
To you.
Like you just know you have no chance of coming on. Like you might never make the squad next weekend. That's how little he thinks of you. So man, it's a real. But yeah. And that being said, I think what's probably gonna happen if things continue to go bad is that he might maybe come to Arsenal when he's 29 and he's going to take a pay cut, or maybe 30. And it's just not gone well at Real Madrid. And then he's like, let me try and get a last couple of years. He was still relevant at that point. But it's not gonna happen anytime soon.
You know what makes it seem just even worse as well. It's not just the Real Madrid stuff. It's what's happening at PSG.
Yeah, man.
It's what's happened since he's left.
Yeah, bro. I said it earlier. You alluded to it perfectly. Where you look at like Dembele and how he's bought in completely into what Enrique is trying to do. You see the videos of Enrique trying to convince Mbappe that this is what I need you to do. It didn't work out. He left. They started balling, go into their second Champions League final, back-to-back seasons in the Champions League final after you've left, and you're meant to be one of the best players in the world. It's a terrible look, man. The PR, it's just a terrible PR look.
Dembele grabs the Ballon d'Or.
After
you go as well.
Oh God,
like it's mad, right? Because right now as well with Mbappe, you obviously have he broke out, and obviously he done brilliantly at Monaco, and then obviously PSG, incredible numbers, but he was never able to get that Champions League over the line. Real Madrid, he still has really great numbers, but again, it's just everything is chaos. Like, and they looked better before he was there. Like, do you get me? That's just what the fact of the matter is. And Mbappe's got the numbers, he's putting up the stats, but they just looked better before he was there. Then you see what's happening with PSG, etc. I think Mbappe currently, literally, I think it's his international legacy, his World Cup legacy.
That's keeping him.
Because the World Cup legacy is so strong. Like, it's so, what he's done is so strong.
And also, to be fair as well, like you say, that's the crazy thing, that he's still getting the numbers as well. Like,
the numbers are crazy.
And he doesn't want to play there, and he's not running.
You can't chat to Mbappe about numbers. You can't chat to him about numbers. His numbers are great. Like, it's not a numbers thing. It's just like, it's despite the numbers, it's the team. Like, you get me? It's like, it's how the team's functioning. So it's like, I think that's where it is. But I think, what he's done for France is brilliant. Like, obviously, World Cup, like, as a teenager, scored in the final, scored 4 goals in the whole tournament, got young player of the tournament. Then you follow that up with the next World Cup, where you're again one of the best players in the tournament. You're top scorer of the tournament. You score a hat-trick in the final in one of the best World Cup final I've seen. Anyway, like, do you get me? So it's like his international legacy, if he doesn't ever kick a ball for France again, is solidified. Like, and I feel like that's what it's like. The Champions League isn't there, but because of what he's done there, it's brilliant. But I feel like in order for him to like reach where he wants to reach, like, he now needs to the club side, like, go get your Champions Leagues, like, be in a team that's flowing. That's when potentially you might be able to get your Ballon d'Or or whatever. And it's just not like, it's not working, man. But
and again, man, it's not just him as well, man, because I think Real Madrid are also just a mess, man. Like, they probably
of course it's not just him, bro. We just spoke about the captain and the players.
All right. You know, I have to say that, bro, because there also are some people that are just like, Real Madrid won the Champions League before he came. He now came. Now they're not winning no more. So we have to also just say the obvious. Man. Real Madrid also have to get their act together. And I genuinely feel like it might need to be a decision. This is the issue, right? I think for all the talent Mbappe is, and I think the France legacy also highlights even more that he's also like, you have to build the team around him type player, or you have to put him on that kind of level in terms of how you build the rest of the team. That has to be factored into your decision making. So now it's Real Madrid. Is it even possible for you to get him and Vinny in the same team and for it to work? That's what a manager now has to figure out, whether that's even a possibility. That's not like, is it if you get the right midfielders behind them and you put the right structure around them, you can get both of them playing one, Real Madrid overall being a solid team and going far? That's what we're going to have to wait and see, man, if that's even possible and what happens with Real Madrid, man, because there's so many moving parts. And we're definitely going to be there to witness it, man. And that being said, he might come into this World Cup and tear it up again. And we know he's a very talented player. But it's the things around him and the football and just like it just doesn't look good right now, man. It doesn't look good at all. It doesn't look good. Like, it's actually an absolute mess over there. But boy, man, we love it, man. The drama. Mourinho definitely be box office. Mourinho will definitely let us know how things are going, man. Definitely let us know. We would know afterwards where Real Madrid are going after Mourinho is done with them. So man, it'll definitely be entertaining for the world of football. So should be an interesting season coming up with that. But before then, like we spoken about, man, 4 big games for Arsenal. I'm buzzing, man. Hopefully it starts with West Ham. But it's definitely been a good stream. Definitely a lot to catch up on. A lot has happened since we caught up last. But I don't know if you have any kind of final words or anything you want to touch on before we wrap up, bro.
Yeah, man. Again, I feel like for the next like few weeks when we're streaming to end the season, man, like all the jeopardies with you, man.
Yeah, it really is.
I just here gonna review the United Sunderland game. Just nothing in the line.
Nah, man. I like hearing your football, man.
Yeah, man. But I was gonna say it's a good thing that I'm just a general football fan. Do you get me? So I'll just be giving my general analysis of things. But from a United perspective, again, assist record, I'll be back to talk about it. Do you get me? If it happens, hopefully he's able to break it. Do you get me? I'll put a spotlight on that. But yeah, as it pertains to United, there's not much left to talk about, but there's definitely a lot to talk about as it pertains to football overall, obviously, and specifically with your club, Arsenal. So yeah, you're on the brink. You're on the brink of some big things.
Big things, man. And that's what I was saying too. Like the final words is it's gonna be a very pivotal weekend, man. Because what can happen based on how the results go. But we will be here to talk about it next week, man. But that being said, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. Whether you watch a minute, 5 minutes, we appreciate it, man. Hopefully, it was a interesting stream also. And if you have any thoughts, then definitely drop it in the comments below. But any final words, Major?
Hey, man, just hope everyone has a good week. Stay blessed, people.
Thank you. See you guys in the next one.